Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm going live with Barrett. I'm sorry that this was a little late. I hope the connection is good. Um, the scene we were filming ran over. Hi. Okay. Nope, not that. You've been invited. This sometimes always takes a second because, like, the invite doesn't show up on your side. I saw you leave it. Ah! That was so fast. You're so good, Barrett.
I was so ready. No, I got stuck on the other side. I was texting Danielle. I got stuck on the other side of the street that separates like where I live from the rest of the city. And I was like, I don't know where to go. And then I figured out what was going on. And I wasn't responsible for it.
And our scene was running over anyways between the two of us. It was very ambitious of us to say 12:30. Let's be honest.
I know. We're here now though.
You look gorgeous.
Hi.
I love these overalls. You're
Thanks.
always fashionable, so I'm not surprised.
Thank you. Thank you. What's up?
I wanted to talk to you. What?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. Well, our characters don't shoot any scenes together. And
I know.
I can't say anymore. It's gonna ruin storyline. Anyways, so before I actually ruin any storylines, I will say I wanted to ask a couple questions. I've written them down so I stay on track too. So that's what I'm looking at if you see me over here. So
Great.
First of all, we caught up on the day. Traffic, wonderful. If you live in LA, it's norm.
Yeah.
Tell me something you do for yourself on a regular basis that makes you happy.
Ooh, good question. Oh man. Well, something I do, I watch reality television. Okay. It's one of my vices. I have several, but that is one of them. I'm not a huge reality competition person other than RuPaul's Drag Race. But otherwise I like Housewives. I'm a Bravo girl. So whatever that means about me, I don't actually give a rip.
I love that that's what makes you happy. And it's so true.
Yeah.
I can second this. I know it does.
Yeah, it brings me a lot of joy watching a lot of very materialistic, ridiculous people make trouble for themselves.
What do you think it is about that like makes you happy? Like, is it just like watching that feels like a disconnect you can turn off or something?
Yeah, I shut my brain all the way off. I mean, I love television. I'm an avid watcher of television. I'm obviously a participant in the making of television now. And I very much enjoy watching highbrow content and what many consider very lowbrow content. But to me, it's just, it's pure entertainment.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so now talking about 606, tonight's episode.
Okay.
Can you move me into what that episode's about or what you can share from what Vic's going through this episode?
Sure.
And kind of just a storyline, obviously, without any spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I think that Vic is in an interesting place right now. We don't know too much about what's going on with her thus far in the season. I think that we've seen little suggestions of like what her interests are, or what she's feeling sort of ambivalent about. And I think that this is a cool opportunity to watch her take the lead on something and see how Vic handles a leadership position, because we haven't really seen her in that position before on the show. And I'm very excited I've been excited to explore that for a minute. And it provides, I think, some new opportunities and new complications for her.
I'm always trying to like now take what you're saying and then not say anything that you didn't say so I don't ruin storyline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be real. We already know that Vic is doing fire camp, right? Is doing the girls' fire camp.
That's official, right? That's like
public.
public.
Little bit of a controversial. Yeah, we know that.
Okay.
She said she wanted to do it. She's planning for it, so it's not. There are no spoilers here. But I think what's interesting, this is slightly controversial. People seem very concerned about us copying another show's storyline. And what the truth is Danielle and I have been to a fire camp. They happen all over the country. It's actually, we've been talking about and pitching this idea for years. So this is not it's not like we're ripping anybody's stuff off. Also, it happens everywhere. So thank goodness it happens both in Chicago and in Seattle, right?
Oh, I was going to say, what's the show? And I have not heard this yet. No, I did not know we were ripping off another show.
No, we all want more young women involved in fire service, right? So this is, I mean, I feel like it's really just an advertisement for fire camps everywhere. So go sign up for one. Danielle and I both went to one a couple years ago.
The LAFC one,
yeah, and we met some young women there. It was really fun. We got to learn some stuff ourselves. And so we, you know, I just wanted to put that out there because, well, we should all be promoting this. And it's not isolated to one city or one
no, and that's the beauty of it, right? It's getting, I mean, yeah, I loved the girls' camp we went to. Remember we got to do the chainsaws?
Yeah.
What else did we do besides the chainsaws?
I think
the
we
drill,
did the hoses. We definitely, yeah. We did. I think for me the most exciting thing was the axe. We were chopping.
You were good at the axe. With our I liked the chainsaw more.
It was.
You were really good at the
My
axe.
sister was there, and we got to meet some of the female captains and battalion chiefs from LAFD. It was really, really cool. So it's something that I'm really excited to portray, even with the twists and turns that come with it tonight.
And tune in to find out. And what like growing up, did you feel like you had something like that? Like I know that what is there out there? There's Girl Scouts, and there's like what are the other? Did you have anything like that was like kind of like a girls group or girls camp thing that you had growing up? I mean, on our show it only happens as like a class that happens once a year or something. But in real life, did you have that growing up?
Right. I didn't take anything like. I mean, I was a brownie for like a year when I was young, but when I got into sports, I participated in a lot of sports camps, like tons and
that was really your thing.
Camps. So like, so it was always fun to meet. You know, I played basketball. I was a swimmer, so I went to a couple basketball camps growing up and a lot of swimming camps at like colleges and stuff where you get to meet some of the athletes. And I grew up, I don't know if I've ever said this to anybody publicly before, but you know, and you know, people who know me know, but my mom played professional basketball. So I grew up around, I grew up around professional athletes. And so that was sort of my girls' camp.
And it makes, would you say it makes like a huge impact to have female mentors and female idols that really you can look up to, right?
Absolutely. I mean, seeing strong, like real life strong women who are high achievers in their field always, I think, is inspiring to me. And maybe it's just the legacy that my mother left for me, but I love, I love that. It's always inspiring. Yeah.
Is that what you gravitated toward? Because I know that storyline of the girls' camp has been like something you've been very passionate about. So is that what you gravitated towards? Is because you were surrounded by so many female mentors growing up that you felt like this is such an important story to tell?
Well, I mean, definitely. I thought it would be fun for our show to do that. I know you felt that way too.
I did.
Like, our show is so centered around the female characters, or at least we think that it's centered around the female characters, that we, I feel like this was always bound to be a storyline that we were going to play. Where we get to see the women from Station 19 take on the position of mentoring younger women. We've seen that a few times in earlier seasons, one-on-one, but to actually watch somebody step up. And now that we have a female battalion chief, we've got or a female fire chief, I should say, we have some of these, like, we're sort of establishing a very interesting line of succession, and the conversation around that line of succession. So I think that'll be, that's something that we get to discuss a little bit in this episode.
Which I guess I'm going to ask a question I'm not sure you can answer. Does Vic have a mentor on the show then?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, wait a second, my notes say. Yeah, those are kind of like your passion about teaching young girls. I'm like trying to make sure I stay. I am so paranoid about ruining any storylines. What about the rest of the
I totally understand.
Yeah, because I get so scared. Um, let's see. Oh wait. Oh. Every time when you're. Oh, so also Barrett, Vic, sorry, is going through kind of this.
Yeah.
And stop me in the middle of the sentence if I'm saying too much. Is going through what you'd call a transitional phase in what she loves.
Well, she's, I think, figuring out where she fits. I think that that's an interesting, because, you know, so much of our show, and I've thought about this personally too, like as a character on the show, she's not a part of like the captain's race, right? Like she's not a part of that tier of lieutenants. She hasn't had
It's
a
so
strong
stressful.
sense
You're so
of what
lucky.
she's well, but it's interesting because you start to think, and your character, I mean, it's funny how it mirrors the character and the actor. Sometimes it's like, well, okay, then where does she fit other than her relationship, right? What is actually happening with her? And it's something I've talked to the writers about. We have these conversations a lot where it's like, well, where does Vic fit in the storyline, you know? And what are her passions? What does she find important about the job that she's doing? And I think that her taking some inspiration from this from the idea of this fire camp. What? Oh God.
I'm sorry, they're like growling in the background. Stop it.
I thought that was your stomach.
I know. I was like, pretty soon people are going to start thinking this is my stomach. Stop growling at each other. Sorry, keep going. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to, now we know it's the dogs in the background. Continue on.
No, I think that it's like Vic is starting to wonder where her place is in this station, right? Travis is pursuing this mayoral candidate thing. She realized she's not maybe the best fit for him to be his campaign manager. And I think we are in a situation with her where she's going, well, what do I do? Like, where do I fit? What am I good at? And I think that's a place that we haven't seen. Maybe I'd have to really think hard, and please, fans who know the lore of the show, tell me if I'm wrong. But I feel like we haven't really seen any character in that position yet. I think that we've seen Jack a little bit, but that's mostly because of his internal stuff and the external forces that have sort of become too much for him to handle. But to see a character question like, well, I'm doing this thing. Why am I doing it? Do I want to keep doing it? And is this where I can be the most? We've seen her go through a lot, and I think she's starting to hit that moment where she's going, is this where I belong?
Did you ever feel that from a personal standpoint? Have you gone through something like that in your own life? And that's personal. You also don't have to ever feel like you have to answer it if it's like you're like, I don't know.
No. I'm trying to think. Well, of course. I mean, I think that most people do. I think that like anytime, certainly as actors, I think we question that all the time because you spend most of your life trying and failing, right? Or being, it's perceived as failure, and sometimes you start to internalize that, right? Because you audition and audition and audition, and if you don't get the job, you start to wonder, God, am I even good at this? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing, or is this just I've convinced myself that I can, that I'm capable
all the time.
I mean, you end up with imposter syndrome, or you end up like, and so I just think that it's an interesting question for such highly qualified, strong characters. I think any of our characters could end up in that position, so I think it's a
really great storyline. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, me too.
What advice would you give people that are going through that, trying to question things right now and where they fit and what their purpose is? Because I know we all go through it multiple phases in our life, different times in our life, but like I feel like 20s, at least for me, I was definitely going through that a lot. Like, what advice could you give someone that's trying to figure that out right now?
Man, I wish I could follow my own advice more, but it's probably that balance is everything, that like sometimes I think we get a lot of messaging around putting all your eggs in one basket and like really working, like really just devote all of your time, work harder, all of that. But I think it's probably about working smarter and not always harder. and finding that finding balance, because I don't always take that advice, and I don't know, I feel like I'm still on that journey, right? And I think
Yeah.
that most people are, but having watched and admired a lot of people who throw their all into everything and then realizing, oh, well, maybe later on they realized they were missing that one little thing that could have made them feel more fulfilled when they were devoting all of their time to one thing. So
Yep.
I would probably say balance. I mean, I'm
Smart.
still working
It's
on
really
it,
good.
so everyone can keep trying. Oh, and
Yeah.
therapy. Everybody get therapy.
We're
I
all
love
pro
it.
therapy here.
I love it so much.
That's a great one too. That's probably the biggest thing. Self-help books and
Yeah.
therapy. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to ask you some fan questions, okay? Kiava asked, and I'm sorry if I butcher anyone's name. Kiava asked how it's kind of a repeat of what we've been doing. These are ones that I took note of when I did the question box. But how are we feeling about Vic teaching little girls to potentially become firefighters? You kind of already answered that, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Love it.
But great question, Kiava. Sorry, I should have just started with that, and then we would have really touched on it. Which guest star from Rami? Which guest stars would you like to work with again?
Oh, well, always Tracy Toms. Love her so much.
Talking about therapy.
Yeah.
Speaking of therapy.
Man. Oh, I love Kelly Tebow so much.
Oh, me
I
too.
love her. I wish that I had an opportunity to do a proper scene with her, but even that one scene that the group of us had where she came running up to us, and I think
That
it was
got
episode
cut?
1 of this season. It was just
It got cut.
What do you mean?
It got cut.
Nuh-uh.
The one where she says Jack Gibson, that one?
It didn't get cut.
It did.
No, it didn't. We did it.
No, I know we shot it. I know we filmed it, but I don't think it aired.
I know it did. I know it did because because the GIF that they pulled, which is probably my favorite one that's ever been made of me, was
it's like,
me going like this at her.
Yeah, that one.
Look up and down. That is from the moment right after that. Because I remember
now it's gonna drive me crazy. Because that was episode.
It's fine. Somebody tell us if that's in it. It goes Jack Gibson.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. And then I'm like,
see, I need to know. You guys did that air where it goes. Kelly asks, or Eva on the show asks Jack, and then Andy goes Jack, and I go, and Maya goes Jack, and then you go Jack Gibson. Yeah, I swear I don't think it aired.
It did, and I can see
my memory
in the comments.
Sucks.
They see it. They saw it.
They said they saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so infuriating. This happens so many times that I forget things.
In any case, I think she's a brilliant
amazing
actress. She's funny as hell, and I would love to work with her. And I love that character. That is something that I would love to say. I think that the most exciting thing, the most exciting opportunity we get on this show is to play characters who are totally messed up, right? In one way or another, right? Like, I think that, like, it's such a gift to us as actors that it's like you want everyone to enjoy the complication as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and the fans and for us, because we just enjoy, like, I mean, it's hard. It's emotionally, like, raw and difficult. But it's those times when we get to leave at the end of a work day and go, God, I feel like I actually worked today. I feel like I like got a workout of my skills and my muscles, my like acting muscles today. So I mean, I love that character because she's so just,
I do love her too, and she does her so well, and she's the exact opposite of her character.
Oh my God,
which happens
she's
so often.
Sweet and wonderful. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I love that. That's a great answer. Both of those are great answers. Beatrice asks, what do you guys do to stay grounded and not overwhelmed by all your success?
Oh my God.
As I'm walking around set all day with a cardboard cutout of myself. I just want to point that out.
That's okay. I mean, my dad has one sitting next to his front door. Like my dad and my stepmom.
Does he have
my poor sister? Yeah, he bought the standee, and now it just sits in his living room,
Can you
which
send me a
is
picture? I want to post it to the stories.
oh my god, it's very cute. I'll have to ask him if he has one. I thought I might have taken one last time I was there because every time I walked down the stairs, it scared me. But
Yes, sorry.
oh, you froze. Okay, no, it's okay. I don't. I mean, it's weird. I feel like this job is so much a part of like our life now because it takes up so much time and we've been doing it for so long that it's almost like, oh my god, I feel grounded because I just have fun being at work. Like I don't know. I suppose you could say therapy again, but also I try to keep working. I try to keep working always. Like I always want to find a way to challenge myself even when it feels like, even when we're having those days where it just feels like we're at work, you know, doing a scene in the beanery having fun, that like to always keep an eye on what is the story of this scene, what is the like intention behind it, and I try to stay in touch with the writers, and you know, so anyway,
Yeah.
all that is to say I like to keep investing um in the work, which I think helps me stay grounded in the sense that like I remember that I'm an actor on this show and I want to participate in making it, you know, as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah, I agree with you on all that. Really focusing on the
Yeah.
work is like the main priority. I agree. And therapy
Yeah,
is always a plus. We'll just keep saying
always.
that. Megan asked, what's your best memory you've had with each other on and off set? Oh, you and I. What's the best memory we've had with each other on and
Oh
off set?
god.
I'm so interested to hear what you have
Oh.
to say.
Oh my god, I know. I'm trying to remember all of the many things that we've done on and off set.
I feel like
I
I
feel like
know.
off.
Yeah. I know my favorite. I know both of my favorite ones. But you go. I want to hear yours.
Okay. I mean, offset probably our trip to the Maldives. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I had such an amazing time, and like that was probably one of the most adventurous things that I've ever done. I still long to travel more in my life, but that was like the farthest I've ever gone, the biggest trip I've ever done, and it was absolutely worth it. It was so much fun, and I, you know, forced myself out of my comfort zone. I learned how to scuba dive because I had FOMO and I didn't want to be left out. So, but that
With
ended up being
dolphins.
like, yeah, it was the most like amazing experience, and it totally changed my life. And then on set, oh, I mean, my favorite, I guess this is a scene on the show, but, and I've definitely said this before, but my favorite, probably still to this day, my favorite moment that we've had on set was actually one with the whole group, but it's the scene where you guys all came on top of the truck to join me in episode, I guess, 215, right? It was after Ripley died. That was like, and I feel like I've definitely said this before, I cried every single take, and we shot that scene for like 5 hours. It took so long, you guys.
Yeah.
But it was like a moment that I felt truly connected to every person in the cast, and us coming up with that was pretty much the cast that decided that like
The
all
placement.
resolved.
Yep.
The placement and all of us touching each other, like laying a hand on each other, like that was our decision, and we did it sort of organically, but we kept doing it, and it was really moving. And when I think about it, it still kind of chokes me up because obviously that was a long time ago, and it was, you know, I'm very sentimental, but it was a really amazing moment where I felt very connected to everybody. And, you know, it was, and I mean, so that's not just you, but it is, you know, we were all a part of that decision making, and we got to like make that choice with each other, you know?
And that was directed by Nicole Rubio, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, I remember she spent like, it felt like a whole day, but I think it was at least like before lunch or after lunch. So we shot the half part of the full day.
It
on
was
that
so
scene.
long, but it was really, yeah, it was amazing. What about you? I want to know.
My favorite, one of the Maldives, when we saw the sunset, because when we arrived in the Maldives, it was midnight. It was pitch black, and we filmed the next morning. We filmed like we hadn't opened the blinds yet in the villa, and we set up a phone and we opened the blinds so we could get the reaction of us reacting to the sun up and the sunrise, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
and that was so much fun.
That was amazing. We have a picture of that.
Yeah, it's on my wall at my house.
Yeah, it's so great. Oh my God.
And then favorite on set, it's the scene that did get cut. That always makes me sad, is like from an actress. I love shooting that scene with you in the skyscraper. I believe it was Paris Barclay's episode.
Yep.
That we shot where you really started to see like a relationship between Maya and Vic. And we had that scene about actually our jobs, right?
Yep. It was the finale of season 1. It was right before, yeah. Yeah. And
Yep.
that scene got cut, and it was really
a good scene.
And it was about like not apologizing for being ambitious, which is something I still every year I pitch the same thing between Maya and Vic, that I think that there's like a funny, and what's weird, I mean, this is just us chatting now, and I'm sure this is going to go way over the top. But I think that, like, these two characters are almost polar opposites of each other. And I think it's an interesting, like, I think that they have such, their moral, like, compasses, like, they're not their moral compasses, but their priorities are so different. But they have the same goal. Yeah. And I just think that watching these two people interface with each other, especially at this point in their lives, years after, the last time we sort of saw them together as friends, how they might reconnect might be very different than how we saw them, and how their value systems, that's what I was looking for, not moral compass, but like their value systems are so different. Yeah. And have changed. And I think that it would be really interesting to watch them interface now as, older women who are now in different places in their lives. And it could be really fascinating.
We do keep pitching that every season. I had to move outside because I keep being told in the comments that the Wi-Fi is horrible, but I'm trying. So it seems clear on my side. You have a delay on yours, but anyways, we're going to try our best.
Okay.
But are you getting me clearly?
Now I am.
Oh, okay. So hopefully this is better.
We're just back to back right now.
Oh my God, yeah. We're literally
You're
right
on
our
over
own
there.
trailers. I love it, and I do love that we pitch it every season, and we really do pitch it every season. Oh my God, now it's spinning.
Oh no!
It's like mine actually got worse.
Okay. Watch this.
Can you see me? Here, I'll just do it with the cardboard cutout, Maya. This thing is so ridiculous.
How's that?
I mean, I hear you because you're on the other side of my trailer.
Okay, watch this. Ready?
Screen.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Okay,
I'm trying to get out of here.
This is great though. So you think you're out on my side. So we're gonna continue the live with just standing together.
Hi.
So every year we do pitch. Hi. Before I forget too, someone asked where your overalls were from.
Oh, I got them at a thrift store. So
they're a thrift store.
They're buck
very, very, very in line with Barrett and her.
Something. Oh,
someone's screaming from the street. And your cool shoes. We gotta show these.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, we'll sit. Can we see? Want to sit? We can't fit on two. Here we go. Here and here. Do you want to sit here? This is all just happening live. It's happening. I hope the Wi-Fi is better. Don't mind. Just push Maya over. She'll be fine. What was I going to say? So we were talking about us pitching this idea. Oh, and me always loving that scene. Yeah. So I love that scene. I do wish hopefully one day we will get a scene where both of our characters, maybe that scene is still going to happen today that we kind of pitched at the end of last season.
Yeah, that would be great. I hope so.
We'll see and we will find out. But I'm really excited for tonight's episode. You're amazing in it. I think I asked all the fan questions on the board. Let me check. Hold that for 1 second. I want to make sure I have all the fan questions.
Hi guys.
Stay dogs. Stay
Oh,
dogs.
oh my God. Hi, bubbies. Hi, babies.
Hi guys. So, does anyone have any questions in the meantime? I'll just hold on to this while she's looking. But
God, it's so good.
no, what?
It's so good. The last question's so
Oh,
good.
what is it?
The last question is from Sylvia. How do you feel representing women who do a job that is traditionally seen as being done by men?
Amazing. I feel amazing. About
Amazing. It should be a very quick and simple answer and a great way to end this live.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
so proud to
me
be
too.
playing a female firefighter on network television.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I love that we get to play human beings who have all kinds of complications and issues and layers, and I think that us not always behaving well is very accurate and truthful, and I love it. I love that about both of us. So I'm excited about the journey that Maya's been on this season. I mean, it's.
Don't give anything away.
I have I have nothing else to say because I actually don't really know how it ends. I don't think anybody does. So
does.
we're just as excited and lost and scared as you guys are. But it's
I'm
very
smiling
exciting.
through my fear.
I know, but I'm very inspired by it. I think it's really, really cool.
Thanks. Well, I'm excited to see what Vic does the rest of the season. I'm really excited
I know.
for tonight's episode. I think you did a brilliant, amazing job per usual.
Thanks. Did you see it?
I did.
Oh my God.
I got to see a little early preview because I'm taking over. So
Lucky. I
It
want to
helps.
see. Well, I'm excited to see it too. So hopefully
you
it's,
killed it. You're
hopefully it's
amazing.
good. Great.
Very excited. Thanks so much for all of this. I can't see if there's any comments being said at all because we're blinded by the light.
Older women. All
I
right.
like that that's the last
That's me.
comment. Love you all. Bye. See you guys when I go live with Stefania at 4 p.m. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Barrett.
Of course.